Hey everyone, and welcome to She Meets City. If you are new here, be sure to click subscribe below to support this channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Now, I'm definitely doing a couple of things differently in this video to hopefully make things a bit more efficient, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, if you have seen my previous monthly spreads, you know that I always do a recap to tell you guys how the month went and get you caught up on my weekly spreads. So here we are. We did June. You guys know it was a whole galaxy theme. If you did not see that video, be sure to click the link below and you can kind of watch that and then jump back over to this one. Here is the habit tracker. I feel overall went really well. I did a really good job of keeping up with most of these things. So I say it's a win because I've done so many of these that were completely blank. So I'm quite proud of myself. Here we have my gratitude log, brain dump. I would say they still went pretty well, and I decided to keep them quite simple so they were easier to keep up with. Here's my first weekly spread. I will say that also went well. And then you guys know I have my She Meets City monthly tracker, pretty simple. Now I'm actually going to skip the next page because it has to do with my fitness, like summer body goals tracker, and I kind of want to save that for a separate video, so we'll skip right over that. And here we have the next weekly spread. Also did planets because who the heck doesn't like planets, and they're easy to draw. Here I did moon phases. I think this went really well and just kind of went with a Coldplay quote. And then here I just kind of did the whole galaxy color pencil sketch, and again went with a Coldplay quote because you can't lose, I guess, when it comes to anything that has to do with stars, you know. And that is the last page when it comes to June, and we're going to jump right into July. You guys can see that I'm already doing something differently here, which is leaving a stencil out of what I want the layout to look like. I think a lot of you guys enjoy the time lapse like whole aspect of it, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't have a layout of some sort to kind of help guide the video more smoothly ahead. And something else I'll be trying out is voicing over the video while I'm doing the time lapse rather than doing a recap at the end. I think it's just more time efficient. If you guys haven't been able to tell already, I'll be doing this entire layout based on Shel Silverstein or Silverstein. I grew up with him and all of his poems and books. They were a major part of my childhood, and now that I've gotten older, it still resonates with me. I still love his writing. So I decided to do my whole layout based on that. And I really hope you guys enjoy it. And if you were born around the same time that I was, hopefully it makes you a bit nostalgic too. So that's about it. Let's jump into the time lapse. Okay, so starting out, I just want to give another quick disclaimer that these are not 100% original photos and illustrations. These were inspired by the author, writer, poet, illustrator Shel Silverstein, or Silverstein, I believe. And while I didn't, completely trace over the photos, I did freehand and kind of copy them from his poems and like collection of stories. So this particular one is based on someone that trips over their shoelace and ends up falling up instead of down, and hence the title of the poem, which is Falling Up, and it's definitely one of my favorites. For this, I decided to start out using my Stapler pen. I believe it's a fine liner, and I'm just tracing over the pencil outlines that I did previously. This is my habit tracker that's going to be based on the poem The Giving Tree, which is definitely one of his most famous writings. If you have not read it, I definitely recommend you check it out. I'm sure you could even find it online nowadays. And I decided to stick with the habit tracker because last month it definitely kept me accountable. There were so many days that I wanted to skip tasks, and because I knew I had to fill in that damn square, I couldn't skip it, which to me is awesome. It's just something about accountability, and it's something so easy that you can just tuck away and keep up with. For the gratitude log, I'm going to keep it very simple as usual. I'm just going to fill out the bottom here with one of his poems, again, using my Stapler. I really enjoyed introducing that brain dump page, so I'm definitely going to bring it back in the July layout. And this one is inspired by his poem called Where the Sidewalk Ends. Again, another one that is quite popular and well known. And now it's time for color. I'm starting out with my Tombow dual brush pen in this yellow color, and then I am outlining the bottom buildings with my model liner in the color gray. And then throughout, you guys will see that I'm using color pencils, which are by the brand Prisma. If you guys are ever unsure of what I'm using in my videos, I always list it below in the description box, along with what polish color I'm wearing. Everything is literally below. Now, I feel like looking back on this layout and doing the voiceover, it just looks so tedious. It looks like a ton of work. So I can understand if people look back at this and think like, whoa, who wants to do that much work for a planner? But for me, it's more of a therapeutic thing because I've always been an artist. I've always loved drawing since I was a child. And nowadays, when you're an adult and everything is about working and responsibilities, sometimes it's nice to just sit back and have something that you can just do that is just therapeutic, in my opinion. It doesn't take too much thought or effort. Now, while I finish up this outline, I wanted to do a small survey poll that you will see in the top right-hand corner here by clicking the eye. Just let me know if you guys enjoy me doing a voiceover on top of the time-lapse, or if you enjoy me just going through the time-lapse with music and doing a recap at the very end. I really appreciate your feedback. And just like my habit tracker, I've really been enjoying this monthly spread when it comes to my She Meets City brand and everything that has to do with my YouTube channel and my blog. When it comes to that type of thing, it's totally 100% self-managed, and you have to be, very consistent and disciplined. And I feel like this particular planner kind of helps me to keep myself accountable. And while I'm not 100% consistent or as consistent as I would like to be, this definitely is a contributor to me posting more frequently and kind of getting new ideas started for you all. And you'll see here that I started out with a different pencil outline and I completely changed my mind, which is totally okay to do. And I just kind of get new inspiration as I do my layouts and as I add color. I just like to change it up. So I wrote this on another piece of paper that I ripped out from the back of this journal and just pasted it on the inside. I think it just gives it a little bit of dimension. It just looks cooler. And you will see here that as I approach the end of the monthly calendar, I realized that I forgot 2 boxes, so I just add them here to the end. Again, it's never a big deal. You can always fix it. And now we are just finishing up with my first weekly spread for July, which I decided to use The Giving Tree again, just because I love this particular poem by him. And so I thought, why not? And then as the week goes through, I'll try to find more inspiration utilizing other illustrations that he has done. And if you guys have noticed, I've kind of been, closing in on how much space I give my weekly trackers, just because I think that I'm not using them as much as I would like to. And who knows, I may eventually phase them out 100%. But for right now, I'm trying to keep them because I feel like I do need more scheduling and more planning throughout my weeks. So we'll see how it goes, just utilizing this small amount of space. And we're just going to add a little bit more color, give it a little bit of life here. And whatever open space I have, I'm going to go ahead and leave intact, just in case I want to add like a to-do list or something like that. I'll have a space for it. Sometimes overdoing it just ruins the whole layout. So less is always better in my opinion. And there we have it. My July monthly spread is complete. And shout out to Shel Silverstein for all of the inspiration, because it was totally based on him. And I hope that you guys really enjoyed it and maybe you get inspired and decide to do something similar. And again, when it comes to the summer body layout, I would be keeping that for a separate video and kind of letting you guys know my real results and progress and how the bullet journal has helped me. And there you have it. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know below. And I always love reading your comments, even if I don't always get to respond. You guys are the best, and I appreciate all of your support. And so that's it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.